Well, I look at all these assets and the real question is there something better? If there's something better, otherwise, and I don't see anything better because
could Ether be better?
Ether is much more complicated. It's much less mature. It's not a $1 trillion monetary network that's purpose built to be a store of value. Ether is attempted to be many other things, including the world computer and a smart contract platform.
And what about Ethereum? Could you touch upon where do you see Ethereum going end of the year as far as price? Could you see it surpassing 10K per coin?
Yeah, easily 10K. I think is an easy estimation. 5x. I'm looking at 10x on Ethereum before the end of the year.
Well, I look at all these assets and the real question is there something better? To be something better. Like what would make me sell Apple stock? Well, if you had a better mobile network, what would make you get negative on Amazon? Well, if there was a better retail network, what makes you get short Google? If there's a better information network. If there's something better, otherwise, and I don't see anything better because
could Ether be better?
No, because Ether is much more complicated. It's much less mature. It's not a $1 trillion monetary network that's purpose built to be a store of value. Ether is attempted to be many other things, including the world computer and a smart contract platform. And it's going through a very rapid evolution technical cycle. So as it goes from Ether 1.0 to Ether 2.0, the entire basis of the network is going to change from proof of work to proof of stake. That introduces a whole host of questions. And so it'll be 3 to 5 years, probably 5 years after the Ether 2.0 upgrade before you can evaluate what it is. If you're a hardcore institutional investor, it's a different thing. I think that if you want to characterize crypto universe, you have one thing, Bitcoin, which is the dominant $1 trillion crypto asset network. It's in essence, if God created gold in cyberspace, he would have created Bitcoin. It's gold in cyberspace, but it's got none of the liabilities and defects of gold. It's an encrypted block of sunlight. You can move it at the speed of light. You can program it with 1 million transactions a second. You can use it as the base layer for the 21st century economy. It's completely transparent. You can't make any more of it. It's capped at 21 million. You can take delivery of $1 billion of it in the palm of your hand or hold it in your head. Okay, so never in the history of the world did we have such a pure form of monetary energy.
Should I be concerned that in theory, in their own way, governments could shut it down? How about too many miners in China, hash power, all some things that people bring up as potential challenges?
Well, once you understand it, you start with the observation that it's the most successful digital network in the history of the world, okay? It went from 0 to $1 trillion in 12 years. Google took 22 years, okay? Amazon took 24 years. Apple took 42 years. Microsoft took 44 years, right? So this is the most successful thing ever unleashed in the history of humanity from an economic point of view. So then the thought is, well, it seems like it's too good to be true. It's that good. Okay, well, will it be banned? Will it be copied? Will it be hacked? That's the question. In 12 years, it's never been hacked. Right? It's been tried a gazillion times. No one managed to hack the underlying blockchain. It's the most secure database network on Earth ever invented, primarily because it is this decentralized network of SHA-256 ASIC miners. And
I was just going to mention that.
it's billions and billions of dollars of hardware, and the only use of the hardware is to secure the network. So it just can't be attacked in a conventional way. You would have to spend 4 years and $20 billion to attack the tip of it. And there's hundreds of millions of people that know you're not going to keep that secret for more than a few seconds before the community attacks back.
Since Bitcoin blockchain is a dominant digital monetary network, will applications eventually be built on the Omni layer that fosters innovation in NFTs, igniting the Bitcoin blockchain to become the underpinnings of the Internet of Value?
I think there'll be an explosion of all sorts of layer 2 solutions. They're already there. Coinbase is a layer 2 solution. Binance is a layer 2 solution. Square and PayPal are layer 2 solutions. Grayscale is a layer 2 solution. Every company that ever plugged their product or service or mobile app into Bitcoin is a layer 2, and they're all facilitating millions of transactions a day on the layer 2, and then they're using the base layer as the underlying settlement layer. There are probably 10,000 companies that are plugged into it in a big way. There'll be hundreds of thousands. There'll be billions of transactions in these layer 2 networks that ultimately will be settled on the layer 1 network, or they'll use the underlying blockchain as the fundamental store of value and integrity of the network.
24 being the next halving. I think 2025, Bitcoin has the potential to reach $1 million per BTC. What are your thoughts on that?
I totally believe it. So, I mean, you know, when I looked at the numbers, it all's going to have to do with capital flow. Capital flow is determined by interest rates. So there are some variables that could affect when it's going to happen. But like I said, my number is $1.3 million on Bitcoin, 20x. But I'm going to stick to the fact that it's the AOL of cryptocurrency, and there are better tokens in the top 100 of coin market cap if you're looking for bigger returns than Bitcoin.
Right on. And what about Ethereum? Could you touch upon where do you see Ethereum going end of the year as far as price? Could you see it surpassing 10K per coin?
Yeah, easily 10K. I think is an easy estimation. 5x. I'm looking at 10x on Ethereum before the end of the year. It's just as there's some big changes coming up in July, some updates they're doing. They're really doing the right thing to make Ethereum a real currency, a real store of value, and it has the layered money aspects with smart contracts on it. I mean, it just has everything. So I'm more optimistic about Ethereum being a 100xer than I am, Bitcoin being a 100xer. I don't 100x on Bitcoin. I'm not going to say it won't do it because it probably will. But I don't think it's going to do it as fast as Ethereum's going to do it.
Okay, so with Ethereum, I think the all-time high is around 2,000. So you're saying you can see Ethereum eventually hitting 200,000, say 2025, 2026, down the road?
Yeah, it's a trusted network like Bitcoin. It has a great proof system as far as validating transactions. It's trusted. Vitalik is a leader that people know is very smart, and he's not doing it for egotistical reasons. He's doing it because he wants to change the world. And